कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हे गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंद जय भजन रंजना जय यशोदानंद जय व्रजजन रंजना जय यशोदानंदन जय व्रजजन रंजना जय यशोदानंदन जय व्रजजन रंजना जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय राधा माधव की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुधरमाई की जय नरसिंह भगवान की जय पंच तत्व की जय षड गोस्वामी की जय गुरु परंपरा की जय नित्यमांग श्री गोपाल की जय गुरुदेव की जय गौर प्रगति ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके bhaktir naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes of the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Matajis, welcome all of you and thank you for joining and keeping the appointment with Krishna today to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So, today we'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 29th chapter. The verse will be 11 and 12. I'll just share the screen. You can. Yeah. So, this is 3rd canto, 29th chapter. The two verses, 11 and 12. Madgunashruti matrena Mai sarvaguhashaye Manogatiravicchinna Yata Gangamba Sombudhau Madgunashruti matrena Mai sarvaguhashaye Manogatiravicchinna Yata Gangamba Sombudhau. Anybody wants to recite this first verse?
May I, Prabhu?
Yes, ma'am.
Madguna shruti matrena Mai sarva guhashaye Manogatira vicchinna Yatha gangam bhasombudhau. Hare Krishna.
Go to the next verse. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya yudartatam ahaitukya vyavahita ya bhakti purushottame. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya yudartatam ahaitukya vyavahita ya bhakti purushottame. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya hyudahritam ahaitukya vyavahita ya bhakti purushottame. Anybody wants to recite? Please.
Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya hudahritam ahaitukya vyavahita ya bhakti purushottame.
Thank you, Vishnu. So go to the word meaning. Mat of me, guna qualities, shruti by hearing, matrena just, mai towards me, sarva guha ashaye residing in everyone's heart, mana gatihi the heart's course, avichinna continuous, yatha as Ganga of the Ganges, Ambasaha of the water, Ambudo towards the ocean, Lakshanam the manifestation, Bhakti Yogasya of devotional service, Nirgunasya unadulterated, he indeed, Udaharitam exhibited, Ahaituki causeless, Avyavahita not separated, Ya which, Bhakti devotional service, Purushottame towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport which Divine Geshe Prabhupada ki jai. Please hear the translation and purport. The manifestation of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart. Just as the water of the Ganges flows naturally down towards the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any mental condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. Purport. The basic principle of this unadulterated, pure devotional service is love of Godhead. Madguna Shruti Matrena means just after hearing about the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These qualities are called Nirguna. The Supreme Lord is uncontaminated by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he is attractive to the pure devotee. There is no need to practice meditation to attain such an attraction. The pure devotee is already in the transcendental stage, and the affinity between him and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is natural and is compared to the Ganges water flowing towards the sea. The flow of the Ganges water cannot be stopped by any condition. Similarly, a pure devotee's attraction for the transcendental name, form, and pastimes of the Supreme Godhead cannot be stopped by any material condition. The word avichinna, without interruptions, is very important in this connection. No material condition can stop the flow of the devotional service of a pure devotee. The word ahaituki means without reason. A pure devotee does not render loving service to the personality of Godhead for any cause or for any benefit, material or spiritual. This is the first symptom of unalloyed devotion. Anya abhilashata shunyam. He has no desire to fulfill by rendering devotional service. Such devotional service is meant for the Purushottama, Supreme Personality, and not for anyone else. Sometimes pseudo-devotees show devotion to many demigods, thinking the forms of the demigods to be the same as the Supreme Personality of Godhead's form. It is specifically mentioned herein, however, that bhakti, devotional service, is meant only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, Vishnu, or Krishna, not for anyone else. Avyavahita means without cessation. A pure devotee must engage in the service of the Lord 24 hours a day without cessation. His life is so molded that at every minute and every second, he engages in some sort of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another meaning of the word Avyavahita is that the interest of the devotee and the interest of the Supreme Lord are on the same level. The devotee has no interest but to fulfill the transcendental desire of the Supreme Lord. Such spontaneous service unto the Supreme Lord is transcendental and is never contaminated by the material modes of nature. These are the symptoms of pure devotional service, which is free from all contamination of material nature. Jai Shri Prabhupada's transcendental purport ki jai. Om Jnanatamara Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Srimurupakadamahyam Dadati Swabadatikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakammalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagalalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosvate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Navanta Pravishya Mamavachim Imam Prasuptam Sanjeevayati Akila Shakti Dharasvadhamna Anyam Hasta Charana Shravanatvagadhi Prananamo Bhagavate Krishaya Tubhyam Mukam Karoti Vacha Bangam Langiti Kripatamam Devapam Namo Vishnu 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 Bhutuleshwati Mahavishnu Swami Chiramaya Namo Vishnu Vishnu Bhutuleshwati Vedan Swami Nirvishwashunya Vacha Vishnu Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Hare Krishna Hare Rama. So thank you once again, Prabhu's Mataji, for joining. So this chapter, just a moment. This is actually Lord Kapila Heisman speaking about the devotional service. And he's speaking to whom? He's speaking to his mother, Devavati Mata, who is asking a lot of questions. From the previous chapter only we can understand, right? See, previous chapter was entitled Kapila's instructions on the execution of devotional service. So this chapter is entitled, what is it's entitled? Anybody knows? It is an explanation of devotional service by Lord Kapila. Okay. See, actually, the first verse of this chapter, Devavati Mata inquired at Lord Kapila. And Lord Kapila is who? He's a son of, he's her son, right? And he's none other than Bhagavan itself. So, my dear Lord, she's telling, my dear Lord, you have already very scientifically described the symptoms of the total material nature and the characteristics of spirit according to Sankhya system of philosophy. Now I shall request you to explain the path of devotional service, which is the ultimate end of all philosophical systems. So he is inquiring with, she wants to know. See, in this chapter, the 29th chapter, the glories of devotional service are very elaborately explained. And the influence of time on the conditioned soul is also described. See, the purpose of elaborately describing the influence of time is to detach the conditioned soul from his material activities, which are considered to be simply a waste of time. This is what Prabhupada is telling the purport of this first verse. In the previous chapter, material nature, the spirit, and the Supreme Lord or Super Soul are analytically studied. And in this chapter, the principles of Bhakti Yoga or devotional service, that is the execution of activities in the eternal relationship between the living entities and the personality of Godhead, are explained. So Bhakti Yoga, that is devotional service, is the basic principle of all systems of philosophy. Okay. See, the third verse of this chapter, again, she further questioning Lord Kapila, my dear Lord, please also describe in detail, both for me and for people in general. See, she's not asking for herself, even the people in general, especially the conditioned soul. Telling, please also describe in detail, both for me and for people in general, the continual process of birth and death. For by hearing such calamities, we may become detached from the activities of this material world. So this is another more and more questions she's asking, right? So how a living entity gets different kinds of bodies. See, this part will be explained in the next chapter, 30th. So this continual changes of bodies in birth and death is called samsara. So Devati requests Kapil Muni to explain about this continued journey, to impress upon the conditioned souls that they are undergoing a path of degradation by not understanding the bhakti path of Bhakti Yoga or devotional service. And in the fourth verse, she's telling, please also describe the eternal time, which is a representation of your form, and by whose influence people in general engage in performance of pious activities. See, however ignorant, Prabhupada says, however ignorant one may be regarding the path of good fortune and the path down to the darkest region of ignorance, everyone is aware of the influence of eternal time, which devours all the effects of our material activities. See, the body is born at a certain time, and immediately the influence of time acts upon it. See, from the date of birth of the body, the influence of death is also acting. See, the advancement of age means the influence of time on the body. See, if a man is 30 or 50 years old, then influence of time already devoured 30 or 50 years of the duration of his life. So everyone is conscious of the last stage of life, when he will meet the cruel hands of death. Right? So, but in this spiritual world, see, that's why Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that one can get relief from the chain of birth and death, even if he goes to the highest planet, Brahmaloka, because the influence of time is present everywhere within the material world. But in the spiritual world, the time factor has no influence. So you see the fifth verse, it says, it seems, by all these questions by Devati, that she is very compassionate for the conditioned souls of people who do not know the goal of life and are sleeping in the darkness of illusion, right? So she is very compassionate for them. That's for them and for herself also. She's asking Kapil Muni to explain all this, to awaken. So Bhakti Yoga is the sun-like illumination, for delivering the conditioned souls. See, the people who are not in Bhakti Yoga, they do not know the goal of life. See, they feel that the goal of life is to increase the material necessities of existence. Right? So the living beings, actually, they are eternal. And they have their eternal need. This is an important point. Living beings, actually, we are eternal. And therefore they have the eternal needs. So if one engages only in caring for the necessities of body, not caring for the eternal necessities of life, then he's part of a civilization, Prabhupada says, whose advancement puts the living entity to the darkest region of ignorance. So sleeping in that darkest region, one does not get any refreshment. One gradually becomes fatigued. He gives a beautiful statement in this fifth verse. He says, that person invents many processes to adjust this fatigue condition, but he fails and thus remains confused. So the only path for mitigating his fatigue in the struggle for existence is the path of devotional service or the path of Krishna consciousness. So the fifth verse, Maitreya Muni, he says, "O Bhaktam the Kurus," he's telling to Vidru Maharaj. The great sage Kapila, moved by great compassion and pleased by the words of his glorious mother, he spoke as follows. So from the seventh verse, Kapila Muni started speaking, answering questions of Devati Mata. So she says, "O noble lady, there are multifarious paths of devotional service in terms of the different qualities of the executor." So in the 8th, 9th, and 10th verse, he says, devotional service executed by a person. See, just please listen carefully. Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, who is proud, who is violent and angry. Such people also do devotional service. Okay. So devotional service is executed by these persons, and who is a separatist is considered to be in the mode of darkness. So this is the mode of darkness. Actually, it has already been stated in Bhagavatam, the first canto, second chapter, that the highest, most glorious religion is the attainment of causeless, unmotivated devotional service. So in pure devotional service, the only motive should be to please the Supreme Personality of God. So in the 9th verse, he speaks about, he says, first one was mode of ignorance. The devotional service being done by people who is envious, angry and all. Second is the worship of the deities in the temple by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment, fame and opulence. His devotion in the mode of passion. This is in the 9th verse he speaks about. The worship of deities in the temple by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment, fame and opulence is the devotion in the mode of passion. And the 10th verse he says, when a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offers the results of his activities in order to free himself from the inabilities of fruitive activities, his devotion is in the mode of goodness. So this is what very beautifully given. So the Prabhupada says, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, along with the Brahmacharis, Grihasthas, Vanaprasthas and Sannyasis, are the members of the 8 divisions of Varnas and Ashramas. And they have the respective duties to perform for the satisfaction of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when such activities are performed and the results are offered to the Lord, Supreme Lord, they are called karmarpan, means duties performed for satisfaction of the Lord. So if there is any inability or fault, it is atoned by this offering process. But if this offering process is in the mode of goodness, rather than pure devotion, then the interest is different. See, the 4 ashramas and the 4 varnas, they act for some benefit in accordance with their personal interests. So this is what? So therefore, such activities are in the mode of goodness. They cannot be considered in the mode of pure devotion. So you should come to the Shuddha Sattva. Pure devotion service, as described by Rupa Goswami, is free from all material desires. Anya abhilashita shunyam. See, there can be no excuse for personal or material interest. No, devotional activity should be transcendental to fruitive activities. So pure devotional service is transcendental to all material qualities. So Prabhupada says in the purport of 10, this 310, devotional service in the mode of ignorance, passion and goodness can be divided into 81 categories. He says there are different devotional activities, right? 9 devotional activities. Sharanam, Kirtanam, right now, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, offering prayer, rendering service, surrendering everything. So each of them can be divided into 3 qualities. So there is hearing in the mode of passion, hearing in the mode of ignorance, hearing in the mode of goodness. Similarly, there is chanting in the mode of ignorance, passion and ignorance and goodness. So there is this for each. So 3 multiplied by 9 equals 27. And when again multiplied by 3, it becomes 81. So he says one has to transcend all such mixed material devotional service in order to reach the standard of pure devotional service. That's why in the current verse, which we have just discussed, we'll be discussing today. So here the discussion from the previous chapter till the current chapter also, the discussion between Lord Kapila and Mother Devavati. So many transcendent subject matter in relation to devotional service is explained by Kapil Modi. And also in detail, these 2 chapters are wonderful to go ahead to read and meditate upon each of the verses. So the chapter entitled Glories of Devotional Service, right? So it's very powerful and important for all of us to meditate upon, because there are so many practical points discussed about how to advance our devotional service. So Lord Kapila, after explaining all the matter in relation to devotional service, he concludes the previous chapter in the last verse, where he says, therefore, persons whose minds are fixed on the Lord engage in the intensive practice of devotional service. And this is the only means for attainment of the final perfection of life. So the conclusion is very clear. See, if you want to attain perfection in our life, two things we have to do. What is that? One, our mind should be fixed on the Lord. Manomai arpitam sthiram. And second, the practice of our devotional service must be intense. Tivrena bhakti yogena. That's what the last verse of the previous chapter. Etavan eva lokesmin pumsam nishre yashodaya tivrena bhakti yogena manomai arpitam sthiram. So these two are very simple, provided we have the inclination towards bhakti. See, to get into the point of developing these two factors that are congenial in developing our devotional service, we have to remember this very practical and simple verse, especially in the 18th verse of this chapter. Kapila speaks to his mother, where he says, a devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters. Please listen carefully. A devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters and should always utilize his time in chanting the holy names of the Lord. That is 2 points. Then he says, his behavior should always be straightforward and simple. And although he is not envious but friendly to everyone, he should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced. 5 points he gives here. Number 1, we should always try to hear about spiritual matters. 2, we should always utilize our time in chanting the holy names. 3, our behavior should always be straightforward and simple. 4, we should not be envious but friendly to everyone. 5, we should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced. See, if we remember these simple items, and practice in our daily life, we are sure to come out successful. See, Kapil Muni is so merciful. He has given such simple ways for us to practice devotional service and also perfect our lives, even though we are most fallen living entities of this most degraded age of Kali. Actually, this is like a bumper prize for all of us, which Kapil Muni is giving, which is 100%. In fact, although the bumper prize given by them, by Kapil Muni to all of us, all the fallen souls, 100% we don't deserve it all. Just like we are so careful not to utilize the best available opportunity to earn and save wealth in our life when the market is good, we should also take full advantage of this simple process. See, who knows, if we miss this opportunity, definitely our determination to follow devotional service is going to become weaker day by day, along with our body getting weaker day by day. And if you have to wait for another life for which we are not yet guaranteed to get a human birth, definitely we are on the losing side. Definitely. See, by making Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita our constant companions, we'll be able to develop the qualities of gentleness, humble, everything, and transcend ourselves from the mental modes. If you're not gentle and sober, then we tend to perform even bhakti in the mode of passion and ignorance. So the previous verse, just now we saw, Rupa wrote in the purport, devotional service in the mode of ignorance, passion, and ignorance can be divided into 81 categories. That's what we saw, right? So in today's world, unfortunately, we are so much blinded to bodily concept of life and sense enjoyment that there is an alarming increase in the number of malls and places of sense gratification. Everybody can see that. People, including small children, they crowd so much in these places and fail to allocate time for spiritual understanding. If somebody is to tell you that please chant at least 4 rounds, maybe it will take 20 minutes, half an hour maximum. Can you not spare half an hour to Krishna? But you can spare umpteen amount of time in roaming around the malls, or even for 3 hours of movies, correct? See, in earlier days, the concept of like family priest, Rajguru, is very common. And both Grahasthas as well as the administrative kings, they used to respect the saintly Brahmanas and take advice from them and lead their lives accordingly. But nowadays, people are after wine, wealth, women, and don't bother to listen to words of saintly people. So in this context, there's a very nice story. Once King Akbar was wandering in his kingdom accompanying by Birbal, right? On the way, he saw a couple fighting furiously. Now Akbar thought of interfering and resolving that issue, but Birbal stopped him from interfering and told that they will become calm soon, don't worry. Suddenly, the wife slapped her husband. Husband put his head down. Now Akbar thought, now husband will take serious revenge. Birbal said nothing will happen at all, as all husbands are the same. Akbar didn't agree and decided to confirm this and called all husbands of his kingdom in his court and informed that whoever followed their wives' orders should come and stand on the left side and the rest on the right side. To his surprise, all went to the left except one person. Now Akbar asked him why he was not following the order of his wife. The man replied, I do, Jahapana. Then Akbar asked him, then why are you standing on the right side? He replied that his wife has told him to always keep away from a crowd. So the duty of a grahastha is to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and execute his duties under his guidance. See, by doing so, he will be able to inspire his dependents, wife and children, as well as to take up to the process of bhakti, right? So the prime duty of a disciple is to attentively and submissively listen to the instructions of spiritual master and simply follow his orders. So if we ignore the orders of spiritual master, be carried away by the words of the wife and children, who are themselves ignorant of spiritual value of life, then we are sure to be doomed in the deep well of ignorance, right? So how to reach the standard of pure devotional service is explained in this verse 3, 29, 11 and 12, which we are discussing today. So Prabhupada explained in the purport that Supreme Lord is uncontaminated by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he is attractive to the pure devotees. And he says there is no need to practice meditation to attain such attraction. See, the pure devotee is already in the transcendental stage, and the affinity between him and the Lord is natural. And compared to the Ganges water flowing towards the sea. Very beautiful example he gave. The flow of Ganges water cannot be stopped by any condition. Similarly, the pure devotee's attraction for the transcendental name, form, and pastimes of the Lord cannot be stopped by any mental condition. He said no mental condition can stop the flow of the devotional service of a pure devotee, just like the Ganges flows, right? So by costless mercy of Supreme Lord Krishna, we are blessed with the Vani of pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada and Guru. So in this lifetime itself, we should take advantage of this wonderful opportunity and keep listening to their words and practicing the same in our lives. See, we are all connected to Vedic families. See, our languages are from Sanskrit. So we should try to study these scriptures very seriously. The only goal of existence should be this. Please make best use of these facilities automatically available to all of us. See, this chanting of Sanskrit language and Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it improves the texture of our skin. And that is why devotees, they appear a bit different from the ordinary crowd. They are not ordinary, they are extraordinary. And if the texture of the skin improves, the blood is purified. See, because recitation of verses and chanting Hare Krishna Mantra is a breathing exercise. All the carbon dioxide goes out. So with loving attention, we should pronounce these mantras and the verses. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's just like as a pranayama. You press one nose and the air goes from the left, and then you close this and like that. The pranayama is similar. It's just No need to go separately to doing that. Just by chanting this mantra, this automatically happens. So according to Srimad Bhagavatam, there is only one exercise. Inhale with one nostril, stop for a while, and release from the other nostril. So this is the only exercise, very simple. There is no complication. And these exercises are automatically done by chanting of the shlokas. So, see, those who are madly running here and there for their own health, they should sit silent and do these things. See, as it is known as Sat, S-A-T, Sat, right? Sat means, see, Sat, S-A-T. S is supreme, A is absolute, and T is truth. So all our saints and sages know, they sat. So we are sitting, and in future also trying to understand the supreme aspect of truth, they will also sit. So we have to sit, and sitting like the floor, in the Padmasana. This asana we are doing, right? So this yogic exercise in 7:15:24, Atmajam Yoga Viryena in Bhagavatam. Atmaja means dukkha, miseries which arise out of our own body. So the sickness is always there. Yoga Viryena means they are completely vanishing with yogic exercises, and sitting on the ground is yoga. See, the point is, for all traditions and all religious ways which we follow, no doubt it takes us from material end to the spiritual perfection. But side by side doesn't ignore our body. See, they know we are not attached to bodies, but body must be in working condition. So please be very peaceful. So try to see and fit into it. Even the body does not, even if the body does not cooperate, just sit silently and only chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. You will feel the bliss. See, Krishna's energy is distributed all over the planets, whole atmosphere. So we have the right, the birthright to take the energy from Krishna. So don't hesitate. It is free and it is very much essential. The things which are very much essential, they are supplied free. Actually, they are. The water also was freely available, but people are, because of the human greed and all, money, so then it is, we are paying for that. Otherwise, things which are very much essential, they are supplied free. See, somebody comes from London to India, or suppose we are going to London. We will not send oxygen cylinders first, because I have to breathe there. Oxygen is already there. From here to London, it is already there. So it is very much needed. So the more necessary things are, they are available anywhere and everywhere and free. So we don't have to spend anything. See, people go to smoke and spend and burn their bodies. But intelligent people spend money to improve their health. And donkey-like people, they don't think. They spend money to destroy their body. See, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and right, all these drinks. These drinks are very much harmful. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, what did he say? Please give me 4 things. What is it? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Patra means leaves, leafy vegetables, Pushpam, flowers, then Phalam, fruits, Toyam, clean water. Otherwise, Krishna knew that there is going to be Coca-Cola. He does not mention in Bhagavad Gita that offer me Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Coca-Cola. Whatever it does not demand, we don't take ourselves. So we should come to very simple exercises by reading Sanskrit shlokas. 7 verses are there in Bhagavad Gita. 18,000 verses in Bhagavatam. Just follow these 2 scriptures. See, our life is too short to complete these 2 also. So we should not waste our time. So chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, this remedy is working anywhere and everywhere. See, whenever you feel down, please chant and chant loudly. And if you don't feel all right, then dance in your own room. Do these things and without any expense, you will be in alignment. If Kirtan, your people are dancing, you will be in alignment. So this is Madguna Shruti Matrena. Lovingly you chant. You chant, but lovingly. So this is breathing. Breathing and Sanskrit pronunciations are not different from Krishna. So these vibrations are Krishna. So we are completely in ignorance about these things. We think that we are studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is somewhere else. No, he is here, right here. See, in the material world, the goal of existence and the process are different. Suppose you want to become a doctor, then going to the college is not becoming a doctor. Goal is different from the process. But in Krishna consciousness, anything we have connected to Krishna, the goal and the process is the same. So our goal is to attain Krishna. Always remember him, and the process also is going to the same thing. So being absolute is Krishna's nature, no? He does not differentiate. Everything regarding him is the same. You worship him, it is the same. You clean the temple, cleaning is also the same. Equal to worshipping. You cook for Krishna, it is the same. You chant his names, it is the same. You study about him, it is the same. So please, see, it is so convenient, no? So we should try to devote our time to these things. And it is guaranteed that whatever ailment you have, at least till the time you will forget, at least till the time you forget, you will be peaceful. So till you're doing these activities, you will have no trouble at all. See, everything becomes all right. We are speaking about him, we are remembering him. So our mind is always engaged in Krishna. So we are Shruti Matrena. We are hearing Mad Guna. My glorification, no, Krishna says. So he says, and then Sarva Gvashaye. I am situated in everyone's heart. So he reciprocates. So there is no reciprocation. He reciprocates. There is reciprocation, sorry. There is reciprocation. Because he is the heart of everybody. And that is why we crowd in the programs and even in Zoom also we are coming to hear the Krishna Katha. Madguna Shruti Matrena. Only by this, by hearing, the perfection is attained. So only by seeing him, perfection is attained. Very easy. Madguna Shruti Matrena Mai Sarva Bhashaye. Manogatir. Our situation of the mind. Manogati, the path of the mind. Avichinna, unbroken. So it should be completely, see, always flow towards him. Very easy, but because of our laziness, no, we are not taking advantage of this. Please avoid Mr. S.L. Mud. You know him, Mud. Mud is a surname in the Western world. M-U-D. He is known as Mr. Mud. And his initials are S.L. So there are 5 letters. S.L. Mud. M-U-D. Actually, these are the symptoms of Kali Yuga. S means short-lived. L means lazy. So lazy, short-lived. So lazy and being lazy. You're always misguided. M. And you are unfortunate. And these all together. Short-lived, lazy, misguided, and unfortunate. All these 4 things give you the last letter D, always disturbed. So don't try to be SL Mutt. You drive away this SL Mutt from your life. And we will definitely associate with SL Mutt because we don't know the goal of life, right? So we will be definitely. So you start smoking, drinking. So enough of all these clubs. We have to come to this Madguna Shruti Matrena. So bhakti must flow towards Purushottama, Purusha. The actual meaning of Purusha is enjoyer, and he is the supreme enjoyer. Even if we try, we cannot enjoy without him. With him, we can enjoy. And Purushottama, again, this is the quality of Purusha. He is the supreme enjoyer, and as soon as you remember him, he becomes Uttama. Ut means out. Ut is out. And Tama means mode of darkness. So he forces you to come out of the darkness. That is Purushottama. So bhakti must be flowing towards him always. Avyavahita, unbroken towards Purushottama. That is the meaning. So Matrena, just is very important. Matrena means just. Just what you have to do. He gives you the ocean of knowledge. He says, Mad, mine, not anybody else's. Ananya Chetaha, right? Just now, see 9.22. Nananyas chentayanto mam ye janaha pariyupasate. Tesham nityavayuktanam yogakshem mahamayam. So nobody else. Anya means else. So nobody else but me, mine. So this is the meaning. Ananya chintayanto. So those who only think about me, Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paripasa. They intensely pray to me. See how nice Bhagavad Gita is, right? Ananya chetaha. Undeviated attention. Ye jana, those living in it is. Paripasate. Intensively pray to me. Tesham nityabhyuktana. So those who continue engaged in my devotional service, I give them what they lack and they preserve what they have. So this is Madguna Shruti Matrena. Just hear about me. So this is a medicine for all our miseries. So we are, otherwise we are up to the neck, we are with problems, right? This remedy works. So this is medicine for all our miseries. And this is necessary. See, everywhere it should be available free of charge. And that is how Prabhupada established these communities everywhere all over the world. You go anywhere in the world. There'll be some Namahata program, some temple, somebody will be following Ratha Yatra, somebody will be distributing prasadam, books, somebody will go over. So this is Prabhupada's mercy. And this is really a specialty of Prabhupada's preaching. And he had in one go inundated the whole planet with these things. So where can we find this type of preaching? This is real preaching. See, no other Acharya could do it. And Prabhupada just in 11 years could inundate the whole thing. So reality is there. And really the truth is, in the Samsthapak Acharya, or the founder Acharya, when he leaves this mortal planet, the society collapses. Or maybe in front of him, the society collapses. Because they don't have the founder Acharyas. Even if they are, their preaching is not perfect. But here our experience is that our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, even if it's not there, this process is increasing. So there must be some reality, right? And day by day it is increasing. It is bound to increase, provided we follow him. See, we don't have to do anything else. Just try to understand this verse with the help of equivalents. See, when he was with us, Prabhupada used to tell his disciples, please relieve me from all these duties. I have to meditate on each word. So he has given so nice equivalents. Otherwise, one Sanskrit word may mean in 10 different ways. So really these words give a fitting translation. So we should take help and try to make the best use of our human existence. So as soon as we imbibe the real knowledge through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, it is bound to come out from our mouth. How long we are going to contain it? To that extent, we should seriously study these things, so that one day we are going to speak out. So let us prepare. So this is our job. If you are serious, within 1 or 2 days, we can start speaking. That's how the Prabhupada's purpose will be. You cannot keep quiet. Once we learn and start preaching to others, we have to do this. So this is, see, there was one station master. So everyone was coming and asking him how to go to Delhi. So he will point out, go to this station, change the train and take this train, go to Delhi. So many people were always inquiring from him. One day, one man came and asked him, Master, have you been to Delhi? He said, no. But I know one thing, to whoever I have sent there, they're already there. I did not go. So there must be somebody who is right. So please be that station master. Correct. So go to Golak Vrindavan, go here and there. But so please, we should try ourselves. So goal and the process is the same. So we will also be in Golak Vrindavan. And we will be directing others to Golak Vrindavan. So we should make best use of this. So best example given in this verse is regarding Ganges water. We should try to understand these things in a practical way. Otherwise, we don't derive any instructions for ourselves. See, unless we improve our behavior, these shlokas have no meaning really. No doubt we take advantage of chanting the vibrations, but vibrations are not enough. They are not sustained long. We have to improve ourselves, and the quality of life must improve. So that's why example given is Gangam Baso Ambudau. The Ganges water has only one goal of existence, that is to rush to the ocean. So the Ganges should not look here and there and should continue the flow rushing towards the ocean. So we have to understand one thing. If the water of Ganges is really clean, the flow will be fast. If the water is dirty or contaminated, then the flow will be slow. If it is too much dirty, then it will be stagnant. So the instruction is that our goal of existence is to go to Krishna. Always remember him. If our life is clean, the flow is very fast. So there is a need of improving our quality of life. See, at the moment, every day we have to go to the material world. We have to perform so many activities for our maintenance. So we are getting dirty all the time. Then dirty association, we have to literally force upon us. We didn't want to do it. But if we associate with drunkards, eventually we'll start drinking. Then all the inabilities of drinking will be forced upon us. So we have to save ourselves from this. So always remember the Ganges example. If the water is too dirty, it is really misleading. The water is really not useful for any purpose in that case, if it's dirty. So at the same time, it does not remain in its own constant position of flowing towards the ocean. So both things are stopped. See what happened? There was a nice river, but it was very dirty by pouring all the industrial waste and so on. So the river had become completely dirty. So the flow was naturally interrupted. So it was not that free because of the concentrated dirt. So one boy was just walking on the bank of the river. So he saw a golden necklace in the water. He said, "This is nice. I can take the golden necklace. Then I can go for drinking. So much drink I can have." So he showed so many people who were walking. See, there is a necklace there. So one man was trying. He wanted to cheat. He's trying to cheat him. He thought that really necklace is there. So he said, "Where is it? I cannot see it." See there. The boy showed him. The man was seeing. He's already seeing. So he tried to grab it. So what happened? The man jumped into the river and became completely dirty with all the industrial waste and couldn't find the necklace. The boy was looking and thinking, good that I didn't jump. I would have been dirty and I would never find the necklace. So the man came out and again the necklace was in there. He thought, what is happening? So another man came. So the man who jumped first, he asked him, do you see the necklace? So the second man said, where is it? Oh, yes, beautiful necklace is there. So the first man, again, I will cheat him also. Again, he jumped into the river to take the necklace. He could not find it and he became more dirty. He tried very hard to go to the bed of the river and try to find out something, but there was no necklace to his surprise. And that boy was always seeing the necklace. So the third man, again, first man showed him, see, there's a necklace there, right? Yes, he said, yes, I am seeing the necklace. But the third man said, do you like it? Yes, I like it, but it is not there. He said it is a reflection there, and he showed the necklace was hanging on the branch of the tree. So then he jumped, climbed up the tree, got the necklace. So this is the result of the dirty flow. So as soon as your life becomes dirty, the things which are not there, you think they are there. The necklace was not there at all. It was a reflection. And as it was, its water might not have been very good reflection. But because the dirty water was there, it was stagnant, so the reflection was clear. So the more dirty your existence, you'll be completely misguided by the things which are not there. That is what we are doing. Without exception, we are running up towards a necklace which is only a reflection of the dirty water. Reality is not there. Somebody comes in our life, like Srila Prabhupada, and he shows you, hey, look, real necklace is there. Then you may get the necklace or try at least. So this is how you should remember the Ganges flow. Remember that the flow must be very clear. The water, if it is clean, then it will rush towards the ocean. And then again, there is another secret. While rushing, so many people are waiting to take the help of the Ganges water. They go there and take snan, bath. Millions of people take bath, and the Ganges does not bother about it. Let them take bath, let them take snana. Somebody picks up a bucket and takes water. Doesn't matter. But the main flow always rushes towards the ocean. So you please note this point. So we are useful to the people. So we are useful to the people also. But at the same time, our flow is towards the ocean, Krishna. So this is the thing to be learned, that we may be trying to be useful to everybody. We may guide them to come here. So Prabhupada has tried hard to write this thing. So many things. Even then his flow was continuous. Prabhupada didn't mind in people taking advantage. This is how we should mold our life. So we should do something, some fruity activity for maintenance, okay, we have to do. But most of the time, we try to be useful to the society in any way we can. Krishna will give the capacity. The main flow should continue. See, our flow is our constitutional position. Helplessly, we are following the attraction of Krishna, right? Constitutional. See, we can't do anything else. If you try to do anything else, it's only running after the reflection. So we should avoid these reflections. And reflections are more clear because your life is dirty, more dirty. That is why the reflections are there. Reality is not there. See, no material condition can stop the flow of devotional service of pure devotee. So this is very important for us to understand. Success or no success, a Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination. See, one important instruction is that Bhagavatam gives to be compassionate to all living entities. So we can be, there are many verses in Bhagavatam. One of them is 11, 7, 12, where it says, one who is a kind well-wisher of all living beings, who is peaceful and firmly fixed in knowledge and realization, sees me within all the things. Such a person never again falls down to the cycle of birth and death. So, unless and until we are compassionate to every living entity, we cannot please the Supreme Lord and the Spiritual Master. Because he's not inimical to anyone, he's also not intimate with anyone. So, in executing devotional service, one has to see every living entity equally, without enmity towards anyone, yet without intimate connections with anyone. So, one has to observe celibacy, be grave, execute his settled activities, offering the results to Supreme Lord Krishna. These are very, very important points. Just there's very beautiful verse in Bhagavatam. It's very difficult to please everybody. Why? Avadhuta Brahmana, while speaking to Prahlad Maharaj, he gives us the way in which one can achieve all the 3 points over there. 1 minute, I'll tell you. That is, we have to see everyone equally. That is the verse 327:7. 327:7 verse says, in executing devotional service, one has to see every living entity equally, without enmity towards anyone, and yet without any intimate connections with anyone. And one has to observe celibacy. Okay. So first is seeing everyone equally. Second, no enmity towards anyone. And third, not being intimate with anyone. Now all these 3 things can be achieved through this verse 7:13-42 Bhagavatam. It says, different people are of different mentalities. Different people are of different mentalities. That's why you cannot please everyone. The same thing will not work with everyone. Therefore, it's not my business either to praise them or blaspheme them. I only desire their welfare, hoping that they will agree to become one with the super soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's it. Just giving them Krishna consciousness. Whether they take it or not, it's up to them. So, the question comes to our mind is how we can practically be loving to one and all. So, what is the secret to this relationship? See, we are all followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is very merciful incarnation, very merciful to each and every living entity. And it is our duty to be very wholeheartedly related to every living entity. And one thing we have to remember again, that we are here in a very nice, happy atmosphere, being near to Krishna, being with the books and scriptures, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Krishna Katha daily. We are very happy. But those who come from outside, they are really burning with the miseries. So those who has come here for the first time, whatever it is our duty to calm them down. And how to calm them? Just smile at them. Talk to them nicely. Right? Very important. Offer some prasadam to him. And that will really uplift them to come to the temple very often. And this was Srila Prabhupada's method, See, what Srila Prabhupada used to do in the beginning days when he was in America, he used to prepare a big jar of rasgullas. And he used to keep the jar near the door. And the hippies, they used to come and put first rasgullas in their mouth and then ask, Prabhupada, how are you? Rasgulla was in their mouth. And then say, oh, Prabhupada, beautiful, very nice. It was not that they came to hear Krishna Katha. It was rasgulla they were attracted. There's so many elevated living entities, In America, they were ringing from their offices. They were all working people. Some of them were, so they were working in the offices. They said, Prabhupada, you prepare some samosas very nicely. You prepare nicely very good samosas. So please, I am coming for lunch. You please prepare samosa. And Prabhupada says, yes, come. Prabhupada used to prepare samosas. And then when they came to the movement, they thought, my God, we were asking this Acharya to prepare samosas and he used to do it for us. So they went inside his room and they said, Prabhupada, we are very sorry. We were really troubling you to make samosas. Now what? See the reply of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, fools, you don't understand. I was buying you by giving samosas. I did not have Lakshmi, but I wanted to buy you. So I had only samosas. And because I gave you samosas, you are now my slaves. So these are very simple things, but these things can make us great. Simple things makes us great. This is how we should understand how Prabhupada used to attract people. By that, Rasgulla, we have this Krishna conscious movement. Kandra Shila Bhagavatam ki jai. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Nita, go. Thank you, Guru, for this. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to glorify the Lord. Vancha kalpataru bichkripa sindhuvayevacha patitanam pavane Vaishnavi. Thank you. If you have any questions or anything to share, any takeaways, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much for a detailed explanation. It's a quick, recap of those three things that we should be away from. Once again, if you can repeat, that would be
Sure,
great, Prabhu.
Yes. That is from that verse.
Intimacy. Yeah. Last one was the intimacy. Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure. Just give you. No, Sarubhuta. Yeah. First is seeing everyone equally. Okay.
Yes.
Then second is no enmity towards anyone. No enmity and not being intimate with anyone.
Intimate, yeah.
These are the three. This is actually from 327.7.
Yes, no.
327.7. It says in executing devotional service, one has to see every living entity equally, without enmity towards anyone, yet without intimate connections with anyone. And one has to observe celibacy, be grave, and execute his external activities, offering the results to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are the 3 points, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Nice to have your darshan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Praman. Even I want that same points. Shall I get it? No.
Okay. Thank you.
Very nice.
You want me to? Thank you, Mate. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Gurudev ki jai, Sri Prabhupada. If you have anything, anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The story of that necklace and that reflection thing was very awakening. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. A very beautiful
Krishna,
class
Mataji.
as always, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Gurudev ki jai, Sri Prabhupada.
Yeah, I also like that part where you said the Patram Pushpam Palam Coca-Cola. So it was very beautiful explanation, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So we should always take what Krishna told. If Krishna wanted Coca-Cola, he would have told that. So he didn't say that. He wanted only Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. People misinterpret things. That's what. That's a great sad state of affairs in Kali Yuga. So with our own puny minds, we try to interpret so many things. And the same thing we give to others also. And again, it goes ahead. So we have to follow the parampara and from authorities. We should just, in fact, only preaching what we have to do is whatever Prabhupada and Guru have shown us, told us. We should just even read them and tell them also is enough. That is more than enough. Don't put our own minds into it and do something different. That will mislead people and again misguidance. That's why it is told. Prabhupada always says, we have guided missiles and misguided men. That's it.
Great, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay, shall we close? If you don't have anything else, we'll close now, Prabhu. Thank you, Revatendra Prabhu, and everybody. Thank you, Uttam Nama Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Shanta Govinda Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Chinu. Thank you very much. Swayam Prabhu Mataji, Nirva Mataji, Archana Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Be safe. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sadhu. Hari Bol. Nice to see you. Jai. How are you, Prabhu? Okay. Thank you. Take care. Be safe. Hari Bol. Jai. Hare Krishna.